Game 2. Mephi against Jagged. So, Jagged took the first one in fairly convincing fashion. On to game 2 on Loki. If we look at this, second air for Mephi, which is fairly standard. Second air for both players. Things to note on this map. Particular Loki trees, as they're known. These ones are worth a fair amount of power, to the point that you can get away with exactly 2 less P-gens at the start, and you'll see most people do this. If you're going to go second land, go 3P, just get the 1 extra P-gen after your mexes in land factory, and then continue as normal. If you're going to get air factory, just build it with 5. Other things, just titchy little rocks. Some people will attack move. People like Jagged will happily just attack move this. Some people will manually reclaim all of this. Rocks in each of these alcoves. Several anomalous large rocks in here, which people generally don't get. And the current meta just seems to be go second air, defend against bomber, or send bomber to kill this. ACU generally goes vertically, and the map bisects in half. What else can people do? Get early Tech 2 mexes. Oh no, Jagged's gone for Tech 2 land first. Tech 2 land first? It's second land factory first. And he's got engineers assisting him. How is he going to be able to sustain that is the problem? No, he's going to get away with it. So he's going to have earlier aggression on the land. And he's going to build interceptors. And when you're against a player like UEF or Cybran, assuming that they might not actually bother with bombers to begin with, but as a rule, if you do go second air, a lot of people will say build the bomber because of the risk of them not going second air. You put yourself far behind, so he'll go second air, get a bomber and try and deny this, but the problem is, a lot of the times by the time this is done and the interceptor's done, this travel time is the same as getting that in a lot of cases, but there's some normally radar here to stop this getting bombed, because it's just such a common thing to do. Other things I've seen people do, send bombers instead up north and kill whatever expansion engineers going along the horizontal axis. So you pretty much see here Mephi's doing that, assuming there might be a radar here, just take a little bit extra time and go around the south. Jagged getting the scout out, going to attempt to locate whatever is incoming, and he probably suspects that there's a bomber, so he's going to take the long way around until he can encompass all of it. These radars will try and, his moles will perhaps try and close this, but in case there's any bomber heading here, he might just miss it though. Nope, he spots it, but we don't know for how long. Does he have a target lock? No, we only got a move command, so he might have seen it or suspected it, but didn't have enough time to click on it. Mephi, meanwhile, has got the bead, and he'll get at least 1. Don't know if he'll get the second, because it'll go off map, so I don't know whether Jagged will be able to get it. But Mephi, advantage of going second air is that you will have the air advantage, and both of these go to Mephi. So the interceptor will try and get the bomber, but in return he's getting shot by the other interceptor, and a bit of micro there. Worst case scenario possible is the bomber survives, because the interceptor will just fly right past it, and they have air control of an extra interceptor, and when that happens, sad times are had. So when you go second land, you have to make something happen with regards to, well, your aggression. You have a radar net here, so but there's nothing here right now. That's been completely denied. Other things you can do is to build a transport and do a quick drop on the location as well, tanks and an engineer to retake it all. Other things that are generally important to note, once this is done, engineers will generally go along the vertical axis again, and you just send some tanks sitting here waiting for it. Any early T2 mechs? No early T2 mechs, just land spam, power spam. Jagged again, going along vertical, waiting, this. It's critical. If anything, a lot of the times it might be better just to reclaim the rock first before the mexes, but You plonk a PD down on the rock and the engineer will reclaim it for you anyway. More interceptors out, completely surrounding that with power gens. He knows he's behind because he hasn't got the hydro. So his power situation will not be ideal. This formation, not ideal again. These two could fire out the one far sooner. So this is, and it's shooting at the wrong one. So this turned out into, what, an extra half Mantis for Mephi? Didn't have to be. If he just waited 3 or 2 even, could be much more even in exchange. But now that he's lost his radar, there's every opportunity for Jagged to come along and just snag the engineer if he's careful about it or paying attention. So right now he'll see the Engie, but will he actually give the order to kill it in time? Mephi sees it, or does he see it? No, he doesn't actually notice, so he's going to lose that engineer. That's a pretty important pickup, but meanwhile the north exactly the same's happened. At least the rock's gone. Engineer, 2 mexes dead. Mephi, engineer, 2 mexes dead. Bomber's out again, but again, because Jagged has to kill the bomber, he's going to lose the interceptors, but that's a pretty good one. Got behind the other Inti and damage to this one. Relatively even. Tech 2 mechs coming out for Jagged already. And it's very common on this map to go for early Tech 2 mexes. You get the reclaim and you just start attacking. So this is now relatively secure. These engineers are free to expand, grab these engineers, these mexes. Tom will go north, take this. Meanwhile, Mephi still has units in the south to deny whatever the hell's happening here. Single engineer, Mantis here is just going to plink away at the mechs and hopefully kill it eventually. Radar will allow Mephi to see this. Commonplace for radar on this map. Generally here, which you can then see the middle choke point, you can see the north. You want one in the north as well, and one in the south. Jagged on the other hand, radar in the middle, slap bang in the middle, but Mephi will kill it. Because he's not stupid, you can take out radars and they do a fairly important job here. Although, mixing in land scouts does rectify it to an extent, but this should not be here before he's getting eaten up for free. The north group can do something, but this is just waste of units. Engineers are trying to build a factory, but got denied. These Mantis could be building it anyway. Although they have exactly 1/5 of an engineer's build power, they're still going to do something about it, but they have no mass to be fair. ACU finally gets to the south, we'll try and secure it, but there's nothing here. Air engagement, sorts 5 against 1. Here, Jester? Fuck's sake, Jagged had another 5 in base, not doing anything. So he's just losing air piecemeal. This Mantis just killing engineers for free. Hydro's up. He's got 2 T2 mexes, getting a 3rd one. Trying to increase air production. Mephi, however, has scouted it, so he's aware there's extra air factories on the way, and he's got his own air factories up already, going for Jesters. Once you have air control, there's no reason not to invest in it, and the Cyber is relatively easy. You win air, just crap out a Jester or 2 and start raiding mexes.
Commander under attack.
An attempted run by Jagged. Mephi will have none of it. He'll shoot it. Actually, I think 2 will get through. Not 1. 1 will get through, but this is secured with PD. No factory here. Not needed, I suppose. Fairly large economic advantage for Mephi, who is at Tech 2 land and doesn't really like the Tech 3 rush meta. So he can upgrade this, as it's relatively secure, and this is when transports coming in would help, but he has a solid radar net, so he has exactly bisected the map in half. Very comfortable. Jagged, not quite as comfortably as done, so there's no radar in the south. He sees the Jester, but where's his air? It's busy fighting, and he has to fight this first. No. I think he's actually just going to go straight for the Jester, which in a way is a mistake, because once you do this, right, you're dedicating yourself to shoot it, but that's just 3 targets of opportunity for now your Intis are vulnerable to getting shot at in return. And Jagged needs to realise this and either increases air production again or just shove a whole bunch of assistance on it. Or, I don't know, build an AA turret like this to protect the area. So that's relatively secure, and that's why I prefer building an air factory here, because you would require the increased air anyway. They have air control built into it, don't build bombers. And if shit does get exploded, build an engineer, problem solved. Flying over AA, generally not the best idea. No AA in the base though. So, I don't know, either that's a misclick or it's trying to deny Jagged's air and thus force another AA turret in the base. Whereas Jesters can just come in and kill whatever the hell they want. Piece of flak, build one flak. Flak saves lives? No? Okay. Jagged should see that there's increased teching at the back, so Mephi is ahead in economics. Other things that they can probably dig out, Wangers. I know they're Wagners, or Wagners. These ponds should not be ignored. It's very, very annoying to deal with. You just send some, like, careening across, blow this up, hide in the pond, and it's very difficult to get rid of or to deal with at all. And then you just go across and kill this as well. Stay in this pond, kill things, run back, kill things, run back, go along the sides, but people don't do it. Either because Tech 3 are so predominant, or just because they don't think about it, just like to stick to tried and tested rhinos, which, well, whilst they work, aren't always the best choice, and these bombers are just having a field day. Jagged forced to build AA turrets, but well, the problem with that is they're completely stationary, and they'll protect the base, but they will not protect your army. Now that's just left a greenfield field for Mephi to convert into more units and more mexes. So these are all Tech 2. This is Tech 2 as well. No TMD in the base, although he's building it now. This is not protected. Don't know what Jagged's doing with his comm. He's probably afraid of pushing because he might just run face first into a whole pile of rhinos and just get run over. But this fight is just not favourable. These bombers are just reigning supreme. Increased fights for the reclaim field. The engineer's not dying, but flaks come out at last. Tech 2 army composition is generally what you want here, just rhinos and Medusa and several flak. This is stop building, pretty sure that's a mistake. But Mephi has got an economic advantage. This is all Tech 3, he's got Tech 2 in his ACU, he can build TTBDs, he can build a TML if he wanted to. He can just move up here and that would ignore this TMD. If he had the gun, he could have also very easily dealt with this, but that would just move the front closer to here, perhaps not really achieve very much. Tech 2 radars, very strong on this map. It will give you a much, much larger view so you can see further along. But he's going to build T2PD. Bit too defensive in my book, but good better to go. Massive air production from Mephi, but he's not using adjacency of the T2 power generator, so I guess if he wants to go to Tech 3 Mex, that will have a large discount. Just loads of rhinos, a lot of Tech 2 play. Rhinos again, just moving along the back. AC is going to try and deal with it. This is all Tech 1 though, so no major loss. This can also be Tech to Tech 2 if he so wishes, but there's no T2 power yet. Oh, there is T2 power. I think that was just finished. Air fracas, but, well, has Jagged scouted this? I don't think he scouted it in a while. He has no idea of the scale of Mephi's air production right now, but he could probably guess, just given the amount of interceptors there are. And once you have that much air superiority, you need flak everywhere, or you risk gunships. Gunships will happily rip new ones, or Corsairs. They'll just come in, kill the Tech 1 AA without problem, then kill everything else. Jagged now trying to catch up in economy. Still lack of intel though. Like, he needs at least a radar. Happily sitting here so he knows what's coming down here. Because if Mephi sends units here, it's very too late. There's nothing in the area to stop it. And now Mephi's now gonna just T2PD tickle push into this reclaim field.
Commander under attack.
12,000 for Jagged, 13,000 for Mephi, and now we see Stealth coming out. Problem with Stealth now is that they cost 75 apiece, so they're not cheap. But as I said, you have that much air. T2 air is relatively no-brainer. Just really effective at destroying things. Can run through, blow up B-gens, blow up whatever the hell you want. You need flak in every location to counter it. So he could build it, but this is idle. Don't think it should be. This factory here is also paused. Don't think. Has he realized? He's realized, but that should also be flacked up. And Jagged sees this tech too, but his comm is over water. Not a favourable situation either. Jagged also has flak, but no MMLs to deal with in PD, so every fight is getting pushed further and further away. And he sees the Corsairs, so he needs a response. And his response actually was to just go straight for Tech 3. He's going to get trebuchets to remove this, but what's he going to do with regards to the air problem? Nothing. Because right now, if Mephi decides to use Corsairs on his comm, on Jagged's comm, he's going to have a problem. And I think Jagged realizes this. He sends all his interceptors that are available south, probably expecting it, because his comm has to leave, but, well, when you sacrifice your inties to take out Corsairs, stop the comm from dying, that's probably a sign that they shouldn't have been there in the first place. 18 versus 55, not even a contest. Tech 3 upgrade started, but still more Corsairs being forced out. Gunships, Corsairs, what you want to do with air control really. But the way, if you are, one of the ways you deal with being behind in Tech 2 is to get to Tech 3 faster and just be more efficient. Because, well, bricks and assault bots will happily tear this new one. The only issue now is why he needs... I would have built a SAM. First of all, I would have put flak in every location, because there's still no flak here. This comm, horribly exposed, vanilla ACU, no shielding, no flak, but he's going to build flak now. And you see there, Tech 2 transport with rhinos in it, and drops finally coming in. And this is all going to die. Ints are generally in the wrong place, should have been fighting over the flak, could have been much more devastating. Instead he just did the default thing, which is to go home. And they might have to fly with flak on the way out, but it should have just stayed here, and people have a habit of clicking and then forgetting. Commander, and there come the Corsairs. Alright, on time. And absolutely no flak available. As predicted. Flak saves lives, kids. Build it. But closing comments. Let's see. Mephi went second land, used it second land, went second air, used it effectively, denied this relatively quickly, led that Jagged had some fairly significant power problems. He secured his map half fairly confidently, and thus could eco behind it comfortably as well. General lack of air from Jagged didn't really build enough flak to counter it and paid the price. He was in a bit of a rut. He knows he needs to defend this in order to stay competitive and in the game, and the only thing he could do that with was a comm. But he needs flak as well to deal with that, but he didn't have it. No shield, no flak, and thus Mephi saw it finally and said, yeah, you know what, you die. And you're stuck. If Jagged hadn't died, it would have probably been a bit more game on, because, well, he would have been a Tech 3 earlier. He's got Tech 3 units all over the place, and he was going to be about to push back. But alas, this is how the game is. There's no point preparing 5 minutes into the future if you're dead in 10 seconds. Up, on to the next one.